to lead this one.
Please do.
We're going to talk about business. You own?
110% nutrition.
Okay. I own Twisted Dough. One struggle you face?
Ooh.
People want to know.
Staffing. Finding the right people that can do the right job.
True.
So both of us have been through, let me preface. Rose is about 8 years further in business than I am, right? So she's been through trials and tribulations that I'm currently going through. So I use her as kind of a mentor, role model, rock, bestie, don't you dare right now. Mentor, role model. It's the one struggle I see in common is finding people that we can lean on. So you have people behind you, Alex, Alexa, Leslie, Natalie, Tammy. I mean, you have
so many.
Damn, I'm good, bro.
I
know. So you've got people behind you that really you can lean on and trust in and kind of live off of. Right now, like I've got, Zach, Siobhan, I've got a few.
You're figuring out those.
I'm figuring those people out. Like Zach for me is an invaluable asset. He almost reads my mind. Zach is my content creator. Shout out Zach. I love you, Bubba. So Zach is the one guy that knows this brand inside and out. So what I've found in this industry is never hire somebody that has a past or is saying they're an expert in their field. Hire somebody that knows what they're doing in their field, but still has a lot to learn and is eager to learn. So when Zach came to me, he was like, hey, listen, I know my way around a camera. I know editing. I know softwares. I know this stuff. Never really done it. I said, perfect. Because I want to be your first customer that's going to pay you salary. I want you to learn this business inside and out. And he grew over the past year with this company. So he knows every in and out. When I don't tell him anything, he knows what I'm thinking at this point. He knows what this company's about. You have people like that as well that know Twisted Dough inside and out.
And I went through the same struggles he went through.
Yep.
Don't like what he's saying, staffing issues. Like I went through 5 people before I found one, sometimes 10. So I went through 10 ad people before I found my guy, which luckily I'm able to just pass on to him. So even being on the TV show, like all of us were like, we're not in it to hide things from each other. We're in it to help, so we don't all have to go through the struggles. Because what people forget in any just regular business, if you're not mega corporation, like they want your money, they want refunds whenever, they want all this, and basically it's just taking things off your pantry and like taking them back to the store and refunding them all the time. And so it's hard. So like even going through a worker, you got to think if you went through one worker for anything you did, let's just average $2,000 plus or minus some, whatever your salary is. We're going through each one of those, one person at a time, trying to figure out who's the best fit for us as a small business, because we need them to know 5 jobs, not 1, right?
The thing is, we were both born a century too late. We're very old school. It's based off trust, loyalty, a handshake. And that's not how the world is right now. So finding people that have that same like you say you're going to do X, you produce X. I mean, long story short, like that is the big issue is, like I said, we're old school. We're born a century too late. So, finding those people that fit the same mindset of us is like, hey, I say I'm going to come in at 7 a.m. and I'm going to produce until 7 p.m. It doesn't happen, especially my generation, our generation. There's a laziness factor that's came. I mean, the age-old saying is hard times make soft men. Hard times make hard men. Sorry to hit the man thing, but hard times make hard men. Hard men make soft times. Soft times make soft men. Soft men make hard times. It's a circle.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So right now we're in the phase of easy times or soft times make soft men. Soft people.
Yeah, because it's everybody.
It's everybody. So right now we're in that phase of soft times make soft people. Right now is a very soft time. You don't need to be hard to make a living.
Yeah.
You can live off anything.
Yeah.
I mean, minimum wage right now is enough to raise a family on. So like, it's easy to be soft right now. So finding the people and weeding and finding that needle in the haystack of a good person right now that's willing to work their ass off for pride in the company that sees the future vision. That's the problem.
Most people don't want to pride in the future company. They just want to go to work and go home.
Dude, Zach worked for us for 8 months.
$0.
$0.
And that's how you know he
Nothing.
wants
Peanuts.
a piece of your company. He wants to be
Peanuts.
with it.
He
And
said,
that-
hey, I know where this is going. I could see it. I want to invest my time, effort, and money into you. I know where this is going to go. Now he's a full-time salary employee with us.
Isn't that cool?
We
That's
retired
neat.
him from his job to work for us. And like that for me was the first step in my business. That was the number one step. Hey, my goal was I want to retire Zach from his job. That was my goal. This past
That's
year,
a good goal.
I reached my goal.
That's a good goal.
So like that is my baby step goal. And you've had a million goals like that. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
Different people. You have someone working for you right now that's a chiropractor.
I forgot about that. Shout out
She
to
is-
Natalie.
Shout out Natalie. Angel of a
Like, come
human
on,
being.
a chiropractor.
She's a chiropractor.
And she's
And
choosing to work in this
she's
field.
choosing to work for you. There's a lot to be said about that. That is got to be humbling. I couldn't imagine.
Oh, it's very humbling for me. I mean, she has no food experience, which you think
Yeah.
I'd be nervous, but I'm not, because
She's
you know what she
amazing.
does have?
Amazing.
When you go to school for a career, you at least know, yeah, you're not getting the quite generational. You're getting the people that, oh God, I know what it means to have a career. I know I have to show up for that career, and I know how many hours has to be put into it, especially chiropractic.
for sure.
So she's she's a chiropractor, and she's like, you know what? I think I kind of want to be here for next
Incredible.
year, 2 years,
Amazing.
maybe long term. So
she is smart as a whip. I
yeah,
mean,
and she picked up food like that, and it's given me the availability to go CEO, because the whole point of my life has been I've been on the floor and not available to be a CEO. So people are like, why don't you do podcasts? Why don't you go see people? Why don't you do this? Well, if you work on the floor 50, 60 hours a week, do you have that time to do that? No.
balance.
It's balance.
is
So
tough.
now I'm gaining that back, and it's super humbling, but it could just be a little phase, and it could go away, you know, but I'm trying to build the company now of like strict standards and protocols, and like, if you can't be here, if you can't hit the protocol, if you can't meet our expectations of Twisted Dough, because a lot of them, we just want to be there at work to feed our friends, or
But
not
that
feed
can
our
all
friends,
be
feed our
wrapped up
family.
in one word. It's culture.
It's culture,
That
yeah.
entire system you're talking about right now is culture.
Yeah.
You've built the culture. People that come in to work for you, they either fit into that culture, or you don't even need to fire them. They get kicked out by the other people that work for you,
Oh, they do.
because the
Like
culture
my girl
there is
Leslie
so
said.
the culture there is so strong.
Yeah.
If you don't fit that mold, and if you don't live up to those expectations, everyone around you is going to say,
My workers literally knocked somebody out of the door last
Yeah.
week. They're like, I'm sorry, but we're watching your morals and your standards, and we don't think it fits.
doesn't match.
And then today she's like, I just swear I hope we find somebody that wants to come to work, because I just need them to come to work.
And that's how you know you're successful, when you build that. I use the same example every time as Harley Davidson. You've heard me say this a million times. Harley Davidson has a culture. They have millions of customers. Every single one of those customers, if you're wearing a Harley Davidson shirt, hat, jacket, whatever the hell it is, you see someone else wearing that Harley Davidson, your family immediately. Jeep's kind of similar. The Jeep Wave, perfect
Yeah.
example. You're part of a culture just by owning that. So you see someone wearing a Twisted Dough shirt, or eating Twisted Dough, or talks about it, you know you're part of something specific. Same with my brand. I mean, it's that culture is what's the most difficult thing to build. You have a product that's great. So do I. But the product is separate. It's the culture that you build that makes the product. Your product can be the best. You can cure cancer. But if you don't have a culture behind that, no one's going to buy into it.
That's true.